The Zerg hive cluster near the Sion province was destroyed, but the Protoss forces paid a high price for their victory. Praetor Phoenix, hero and steward of the Templar, was killed during the assault. The Conclave, convinced that its stratagems are winning the war against the Zerg, have let down their guard and turned their attention to personal matters. Man, the Conclave are a bunch of idiots. The Judicator Aldaris was ordered to find and arrest the wayward Tassadar and bring him home to stand trial for his crimes of treason. Now, with only a small fleet for protection, Aldaris and the Executor have traveled to the ash world of Char, hoping that Tassadar is still somewhere to be found. The hunt for Tassadar, Protoss command ship Gantrathor, holding orbit over the planet Char.
Executor, I know that you were reluctant to leave Ire in this dark hour, and that you still grieve for the loss of your comrade, Phoenix. But remember that he lived and died as a Templar. He has reached the Kala's end. There is no greater glory than that. We Judicator are called to look beyond such matters, to ensure the safety and future of our people. It is not the Zerg, but the rogue Tassadar, who represents the greatest threat to us now.
Fact check false.
If he is allowed to spread the Dark Templar's tainted influence to Ire, all will be lost. We will find him and bring him to judgment. Tassadar claimed that this world was abandoned by the Zerg just prior to the invasion of Ire. Yet I still sense a lingering darkness here. Be prepared for anything, Executor. If there are still Zerg on this world, then they must surely know of our arrival.
Conclave are a typical government body, a bunch of ass clowns. Even among the Protoss. Alright, so here we have a Protoss High Templar. The only thing we can use is the Psionic Storm. But Psionic Storm is awesome. So our objective was find Tassadar and bring him back. What if I don't want to bring him back? What if I think he's a hero? And that he shouldn't stand trial for treason? Nonetheless, this appears to be our mission objective, and the game will not proceed unless we complete our mission objective, so onward we go. Unlike Command & Conquer, you can actually have a single unit in multiple control groups in Starcraft, which is useful, but it throws me a little bit sometimes, because sometimes I accidentally have the same unit in multiple groups. Okay, he was so slow to activate that it just ended up hurting me instead of helping me. So far I have made negative use of the Psionic Storm. I've done more damage to myself than the enemies. Well done to me. I'm not very good with micromanagey type units. That's why I prefer using groups of basic units and just attack moving and letting them sort it out. Okay, nope, you're taking too long again. We have lost almost everybody. Okay, I think I'm gonna fail. This may be our first mission failed. Yep, I've got nothing left but my High Templar, so I think we're dead.
The warriors have engaged the enemy.
Oh yeah, he's screwed. Alright, well, that's our first mission failed of the game. Okay, take 2. I feel like there's too many enemies to just power my way through, so... Well, that was a neat little dance. I think I'm gonna have to make use of my High Templar. I don't think I can just ignore him. But I'm gonna have to do a lot better than I did there. I sucked with him. It doesn't help that that Psionic Storm has just crap range. So I go to use it, but he's too far away, and he spends so long getting into position that by the time he unleashes it, he's unleashing it on my own guys instead of the enemy. Maybe I just need to keep him within the main group instead of trailing behind. Also, I'm going to try a different route this time. Maybe it will be less guarded. I hope so. You should maybe stay back because you're nearly dead. But hey, we seem to be doing a pre-deployed mission. First pre-deployed mission of the Protoss campaign. That's pretty cool. I do like these kind of missions. Okay, this is a dead end, so that was pointless. We just took unnecessary damage. Unfortunate. These High Templar are pretty cool. I like their voice lines. Could try going to the right. I guess it doesn't hurt to explore and try alternate routes. That route we tried the first time was awfully well guarded. Okay, this is seeming like a dead end. Okay, we have no choice. We have to go that way. Fine. Alright, I've got the Psionic Storm ready to go. Okay, I just kill my own guys with it. It doesn't even visually show you the range of the area it affects, so it's awfully difficult to target it effectively. I think I'm maybe just not going to use this guy. I really do suck with micromanaging units. Let's try this way. The Psionic Storm would be a hell of a lot easier to use if it didn't have friendly fire. That friendly fire makes it really difficult to use it well. I guess I could lead with this guy. Maybe that's a better use. Lead with him, Psionic Storm a group of enemies, and then retreat into his friends. Maybe that's the key. What's going on? Why? Okay, good job. His pathing took him into the enemy and he died. He's pretty slow, too. The computer is always going to be way better at using the units with activated abilities than I will ever be. I know that like Starcraft pros are super good at this and make awesome use of this kind of unit, but I don't care to play the game enough to get that good. I love Starcraft, but I have a life, and my life is not just playing Starcraft 24/7. It is for enjoyment, it is not my job. Is this another dead end? No, maybe not. Haven't encountered any enemies ever since I decided to try the new strategy. So haven't had a chance to test it yet. Oh, here we go. As soon as I get a little distracted... Okay, he's dead. Fine. He was useless anyway. I love how the instant that I take my attention off of the dude is when I get attacked. I'm like paying attention for 5 straight minutes or whatever, and then I take my attention off it for 2 seconds, and that 2 seconds is where it happens. Of course. Okay, they're not going to be able to get at that guy. Okay, run like a coward. Go right ahead and do that. This is, not going to lie, this is a little frustrating. Okay, and then they burrow. Okay, he's dead. This is going great. So, that group of Zerglings will definitely tear this pair of Dragoons to shreds. Please kill him. Okay, or die. That's also an option. So, in StarCraft, you actually have a chance to miss if you're fighting enemies on higher ground. Which in cases like this is just pure frustration.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Hey, we found something. Is that Raynor?
Aldaris, Executor, how is it that you've come here? I was about to abandon all hope of rescue.
I have come to arrest you and bring you home to Ire.
Aldaris, shut up.
Stand trial.
Arrest me? Fire burns at the touch of the Zerg. You travel all this way to arrest me?
Don't let it get to you, man. This happened to me once.
Who is this human, Tassadar?
The name's Jim Raynor, pal, and I won't be talked down to by anybody. Not even a Protoss.
You tell him, Raynor.
Tassadar, your taste in companions grows ever more inexplicable. Executor, prepare to take Tassadar into
Executor,
custody.
wait. I do not know what they have told you about me, but what I have done for Ire. Help me find Zeratul and his Dark Templar. They alone can defeat the Overmind Cerebrits. Once we have won, I shall gladly submit myself to the judgment of the Conclave.
Unthinkable. You presume that we would side with the Dark Ones as you have? You have gone quite mad, Tassadar.
You shall speak of them with respect, Aldaris. Executor, there is much that I can explain to you. If only you'll help me find Zeratul.
Okay, seems that... Seems that I have decided to side with Tassadar. I've made the right decision. Aldaris is an ass clown, and I certainly don't want to side with him. And I'm pretty sure the sound effects of all those Zerg means that a whole bunch more Zerg have spawned between us and the escape point. So we're going to have to fight our way out. And given that the game has given me a base, I think I'm expected to build an assault force to escape. I am pretty okay with this because I was doing absolutely abysmal with the force that the game decided to start me with, so I would like to be able to construct my own. A force that I will be able to... that better suits my playstyle, that I will be able to control halfway intelligently. Because I am clearly garbage at trying to use High Templars. Good to know. I guess I won't be making much use of them, even once I gain the ability to build them myself. However, I might make them in order to create Archons, because if you create 2 High Templar and merge them together, you get an Archon. And Archons are awesome. That does mean, sorry, Tassadar. You're not Tassadar.
Your will?
There. That does mean, sorry, Tassadar, but because you're a High Templar, I'm not going to be using you much. I guess I could use the hallucination. I think that makes an illusory duplicate of a unit, so that the enemy might attack that instead of the real unit. That could be pretty useful. I should probably erect some defenses. Oh, hey there. And hey, it's really nice to see Raynor again. Raynor's probably my favorite character in the game.
This is Jimmy.
Even if his new portrait is a disappointment. Okay, a queen just used its stupid spawn parasite ability to one-shot one of my dudes. That's irritating. But yeah, let's start putting up some defenses. A line of photon cannons. I don't think it can one-shot hero units, because that would obviously be ridiculously unfair. So I don't think we need to worry about that happening. Alright, put up some pylons so we can put photon cannons at these ramps. All we have to do is fight our way back to the beacon, so I'm not going to bother building a really high-tech force. I'm going to stick with the basics. Which I like to do anyhow. When I can get away with it. Alright, let's try 3 photon cannons at each entrance. Should at least be a stumbling block and allow me to redeploy my defenders to get over there before they break through.
Not enough minerals.
Since obviously Aldaris is no longer with us now that we've sided with Tassadar, I guess we can assume that this is a generic Protoss, I don't know, Judicator or whatever they are, that is under our command. Pretty expensive building 6 photon cannons, but it should be a fairly effective defense, I hope. I might want even more here, just to dissuade any more queens from coming in and one-shotting my guys with their stupid parasites, because that's pretty annoying. Oh. Do you mind? Alright, let's try again. Okay, we actually... Did I just get queened again? I totally just got queened again. That is so annoying. Yeah, I don't want to have to put up with that. I'm definitely going to put up photon cannons to dissuade any more of the queens from doing their stupid shenanigans. But hey, I actually managed to make positive use of the Psionic Storm. So that was good.
Upgrade complete. You have not enough minerals.
Building an awful, or rather spending an awful lot of money just on defenses. But it seems somewhat justified. Alright, after... I don't know, do I even need another photon cannon here? I feel like this one plus this one should be pretty good coverage. If anything, maybe I should have one there instead. Hopefully this will dissuade any more queens from coming in and getting off cheap parasite attacks. And now I can focus on actually building a force to break out of here. Since the enemy seems to be having fun with air units, I might want quite a lot of dragoons. As much as dragoons are not my favorite unit, in general I prefer zealots, but if the enemy has a lot of air units, or units on higher ground, like we were dealing with here, then zealots are not going to cut it. And we're going to want to be careful with Raynor, good lord, Raynor and Tassadar, since we lose if they die, but they are powerful, so they could be very useful in combat when we go to break out. They will contribute quite a bit to our attack power. I'm not going to bother with air upgrades, but I will get the Singularity Charge. And as usual, I think I'm going to want a second gateway, otherwise our ability to build units is just going to be too slow. Okay, so I think we're done constructing buildings, or warping in buildings, and now we can focus on unit creation. Oh, I hear fighting. Okay. Our defenses took care of that even without any manual intervention. Well done. Photon cannons. While I'm at it, Raynor already has spider mines available. Wow, that's a fair number of units.
Anytime you're ready.
No cat! No! Bad cat! Sorry about that, but my cat was suddenly biting something I really didn't want her biting. She does that. She's weird.
Oh yeah. Right on.
Oh, have I lost a bunch of units? Dang it, cat! Distracting me while I'm trying to...
You've not enough minerals.
I think I ought to play with her after I do this recording.
Upgrade complete.
She seems to want some attention.
Upgrade complete.
She's bawling piteously and making me feel bad now. I guess while I wait for this force to build up, I can at least get her lunch. Here you go. Okay, did I lose everything while I was off feeding my cat? Seems my defenses are taking care of themselves, so that's good. Ha, nice try, you stupid queen. Get wrecked. Man, maybe I should build a third gateway. Alright, tell you what. Tassadar, you can be control group 0. Raynor, you're control group 9. Or, you know, here's an even better idea. They'll both be 0 collectively, so I can select them both at once. And in addition, Tassadar will be 9 and Raynor will be 8. There. Now, if, for example, I specifically want to use Tassadar's Psionic Storm, I can select him. Or if I just want both of my mission critical units, I can select them both at once. Alright, there we go. Now we should be cranking out a force at decent speed. Templar Archives is required for level 2. Interesting. I think I'll just stick with level 1 and then try to break out. Plasma shields don't need the Templar Archives, though.
You have not enough minerals.
Good grief. All this time and I don't even have 2 full groups yet. Takes forever when you're Protoss. Okay, 2 full groups. I'm going to see if I can break out with this. Because we don't have to destroy everything on the map or any such thing. We just need to return to the starting beacon.
We are under attack.
Anytime you're ready.
Okay, let's go, go, go.
Anytime you're ready.
Whoa, that's a lot of dudes. Stupid queens are still doing their thing. That is going to get annoying.
This is Jimmy.
If the Zerg are going to do that throughout the rest of this campaign.
Anytime you're ready.
Okay, my guy's pathing is causing serious issues. How upgraded is the enemy? Okay, no more upgraded than I am. Oh my god, that gets old. Yeah, okay, I'm not a fan of that. That is an ability that's just plain frustrating to deal with. I think that's partly why I dislike Dragoons, is they're huge and bulky and seem to have serious pathing issues.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Glad I went mostly Dragoons. Oh yeah, we're not going to be able to repair Raynor because we have no SCV, so any damage to him is permanent. That's going to be something to watch out for. There's creep there, so I don't know if I want to mess with that. Maybe I should just retrace my steps. Probably the safer thing to do.
Right on.
Awaiting instructions.
Alright, more enemies waiting for us there. My guys are real slow because they got that ensnare ability or whatever used on them. Okay, looks like it wore off.
Go ahead, Commander.
Awaiting instructions.
Go ahead, Commander.
Alright, nicely done.
Awaiting instructions.
Go ahead, Commander.
Don't even worry about that, guys. Just stay away from it.
Raynor here.
Nope. More enemies have spawned.
Raynor here.
Alright. Can I... No. Okay, well, he died anyway. I was thinking of using the Psionic Storm, but then I saw I had a guy in the line of fire. Guys, just don't worry about... Okay, kill the queen, though. But don't worry about that sunken colony. It's just a distraction.
Raynor here.
Alright, we're almost there. It looks like I was probably right that I didn't need a huge force to break out of here. Okay, I think I managed to make halfway decent use of Psionic Storm again. Come on, come on, get it off, get it off, get it off! God damn it! He's always... They're always too far away. And they're not able to get it off when I really want them to. Can you do it now? Okay, that's better. Okay, there, that worked out. One more? Nice, okay. Yeah, that was great. Okay. I can make good use of it, it's just difficult.
Raynor here.
What the heck was that, Jolene?
Go ahead, Commander.
Oh, come on. If you want to sit in my lap, go ahead. Alright, looks like we did it. Well done to us.
Time you're ready.
Between my issues with my cat and just general poor play, this was a mess of an episode, but I'm feeling lazy, so I'm not going to re-record it. This is what you get. It's an authentic experience.
You have my thanks, Executor. Now let us find Zeratul and speed our way home.
Sounds good to me, man. I'm with you, Tassadar. You clearly are doing what's best for Ire, unlike the politicking conclave-ass clowns. Alright, that is Protoss Mission 4, I think it was, done. Next up is going to be Protoss 5. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I will see you then.